Hello everyone! This week I want to share with you my visit to the High Point State Park in New Jersey. I believe this is my first video dedicated to a location in the state of New Jersey, which is fun because I used to travel to Jersey a lot more. Now it's really a rare occasion, but maybe with the new year coming up, I can do some more. The star attraction of the park is that monument you see in the distance, which stands on the highest point in the state. But before we get there, let me show you this spot here, Lake Marcia, which is the highest lake above sea level in New Jersey. But more than that, it is a gorgeous lake, and really the whole area. So it has been like a summer getaway for people for at least the last 200 years. There used to be a hotel here from 1890 to 1910 called the High Point Inn. Then it was purchased by a businessman, Anthony Kuzer, and his brother, who transformed it into their summer home. But shortly afterwards, in less than 15 years, 1923 to be exact, he donated it to the state of New Jersey, which was then transformed into the High Point State Park we are in today. But look at the clean water and the nice beach. No wonder many enjoy spending their summers here. In addition to all of this, from 1930 to 1951, there used to be a camp here, Camp Henry Call. Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts. Hence, hundreds of kids learned how to boat, swim, canoe, and many other activities on this very lake. Here is the view of the lake from the other side, and right there on the right side is where the inn and later the summer mansion was located, although the building was torn down in 1995. But if you take the trail on the right side of the lake, so the other side that the mansion stood on, you can also come across a observation platform. Although walking around all by myself in the morning hours this time of the year, I do get a bit paranoid because as you see here, bears are active as they are preparing for hibernation and they are looking for food. Hence, it's this time of the year that you are most likely to come across a bear, really sort of like late September into the beginning of November. I myself ran into a bear twice already recently. Here is my second time. The first time, the bear was literally behind me and I did not even pay attention because there were wild turkeys and chipmunks all around me. They were making all this noise. And so for a pretty long time, I ignored this rumbling in the back. But then I turned around and finally the bear was really close. At this time of the year, again, it's really beautiful to be walking around places like this with the leaves slowly changing colors and fall being upon us. But you do have to be on your guard a little bit more than usual. And here we are on the observation platform. If you are planning to walk up on top of the monument, you can use this platform as your training stage of walking up and down some stairs. But there in the distance is going to be our true challenge of walking up the monument, which looks super cool from this platform. Okay, here we are. The views from here are spectacular. Unfortunately, I am unable to show everything exactly how I want to because from one side the sun was directly in the way, and so I tried zooming in and out, but it was still a bit hard. With a professional camera, some of this would not be an issue, but you know, as they say, it is what it is. On a clear day like today was, you can see very far away from here, probably close to like 40 miles or so. After doing this channel close to 2 years, I realized that some places look much better on camera than in real life, but then other places like this one are more magnificent in person rather than on camera. The monument itself is 220 feet, and it stands on the highest point in the state of New Jersey, 1,803 feet above sea level. After Anthony Kuzer transferred the land to the state of New Jersey, he hired the Olmsted brothers to design the monument. The Olmsted brothers, their father was Frederick Law Olmsted, who designed such places like the Central Park and Prospect Park in New York City. And so work began in 1928 on the monument, and it was ultimately completed in 1930. And this really served as an additional gift to the land which was donated just a few years earlier. The monument is dedicated to honoring all the veterans of New Jersey. And since we are basically on the border of 3 states, New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania, we can catch a glimpse of all 3 of them from here. From the left side of the monument, so from the east, we see New York and New Jersey. To the south, so in the back of the monument, we see Lake Marshall, where we began this video, and then also New Jersey and Pennsylvania. And then on the right side, to the west and in front of the monument, we have all 3 states, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and New York. That city below, that's Port Jervis. But here's the cool part. When the monument is open, you can pay $1 to walk up all the way to the top. And guess what? It was open. And so for $1, I would not miss this opportunity. At the entrance, the girl who took my dollar said that most people do not make it to the top and they turn back down. I thought to myself, you gotta be kidding me. Well, fast forward a couple of minutes, I realized it is enough stairs to not only think about your life choices leading you up to this moment, but also I had to fight my inner urge to go back and get my dollar back. But nevertheless, I pushed through the pain and I did make it to the top, and the views do not disappoint. Here is Lake Marshall. And then from the other side, we have the view of the parking lot where you can park your car if you don't want to do some hiking. And right there is the very top of the monument, looking at it from the inside. And so after hanging around on the top and enjoying the views for a few minutes, trying to catch my breath and lower my heartbeat to at least resemble a sort of a normal human being, I began my descent. If anyone will be in the area, definitely a place to stop by, enjoy some hiking or the monument or the lake and the beach and swimming itself in the summer. It's been a while since I myself was here, but in the past I visited this place probably at least maybe 3 or 4 times or so, and every single time I really enjoyed my stay, so I highly recommend it. So thank you so much for spending a few minutes with me on this trip, and I will see you all very soon, this time back in New York. Take care, bye.